yeah, I'll start the recording now. So obviously, I will record this, get it on YouTube. But because I haven't seen this game and I don't know what happens, I just want to get some of your thought process. So, what was your thought process in this game? I know I kind of ruined it a little bit when I was going through your OP, but
Yeah, my thoughts regarding this is like since I wants to gank a lot, so I'm just being ready for that.
okay,
I knew that this Jax top laner is a one-trick pony on another champion because he was in my lobby before.
okay,
So I knew that he wasn't going to be that good on Jax, and then I know he's going to probably lose some vision as well. So that's going to be an easy lane to be
okay.
ganking on. And then this Janna is a Smurf as well, so I knew that bot lane will probably survive by themselves.
Okay, so the main issue with your current game plans is that you're basing it way too much on information that you shouldn't necessarily have.
Yeah.
So you're basing it a lot on if they're comfortable on the champion, stuff like that, which is okay sometimes, but it won't be consistent.
No,
So
of course, but
yeah,
this game was like special because I had him in the lobby before when they told me
yeah.
he was a one trick, so it was really special regarding that.
So
Else I wanted to shut down Jax anyway because I don't want him to be fed for late game.
yeah, so Jax is definitely one of your main targets. What would be the other one?
I would say Kassadin in the mid lane because
Yeah,
he is easy to gank with the setup from Aurelia,
yeah. So you're looking.
and
Yeah.
also counter Xin Zhao a bit.
Uh-huh. So yeah, like the issue with the Sin is he's gonna have a really rough time because you have perma prio mid in the early game. So it's very hard for him to really do anything. So the fact that he has a Cassin is going to unlock aggressive jungling for you. So I expect to see kind of a lot of invades, stuff like that. Um, so yeah, this bot lane is very hard to actually get a gank off because Janna's CC isn't really reliable. And Ezreal has his E to jump away, and obviously Nami has a bubble. So this you can gank this, but generally you don't really want to too much. This again is a matchup that you can very easily win, like especially at 6. If he jumps in, you obviously ult him and then just kill him. But yeah, you're looking to really set up for the Udyr and the Aurelia primarily. So where should you be starting? And what should your first clear be, do you think?
I started this one red,
Yep.
and that's because I want to have a prior on top side.
Okay. So what was your first sequence?
Uh, my first sequence was either to go 3 camp,
Okay.
but I ended up going a 5 camp instead.
Okay. So yeah, ideally your first big play should be here, into this, and then get here as quick as you can.
Yeah,
And into
I don't take blue in my 3 sequel. I'm taking Raptors instead, and then I'm
this.
keeping blue. Yeah,
Okay, so I mean it takes quite a while on Trundle to farm Raptors early.
yeah.
So I would recommend, like, you only really want to do Raptors if you're on somebody that has a lot of AoE, which Trundle doesn't have. So this is actually much slower. So on a champion like Trundle, who's very single target, you would go red blue Gromp into top, just because it's much more, well, way faster actually. Right, so let's see what we do. God, you've been playing so long and you've got the new cursor. Jeez.
What did you say?
Can't believe you would go with a new cursor when you've been a long time player. You don't
Uh,
like the finger? Like, jeez.
no,
Love the finger. Right, okay.
I used to have the finger on all the other accounts, but I think when I'm coming back to the game and reinstalling it, it's
Yeah.
going back to the new one all the time. So.
Yeah, it does do that. Okay, so let's see what you do from here. So we get this red. Like I said, this is really slow. Okay, we use F keys, which is good. Yeah, see, we're already at 2 minutes. Obviously, this can be okay if you think you're at threat of them invading you. So if you're in something like a Diana, it's not as bad. But you're into a Xin Zhao, who's not going to really invade and take your raptors away, so you don't really have to worry about it as much. Means you can be a bit more aggressive early. Okay, so what do you think is the first thing I'm going to say here?
Use F keys more.
Yeah, so why?
Because I'm just tanking mobs and I have spare time in the middle.
Yeah, and you're just autoing these camps anyway, so in between auto attacks. But what really important information have you just got on the map? That I know.
That either Ajax is both low.
No. I mean, as in what information have you just got? Let me play that back. So, in these moments, so it starts here, okay? Okay, what information?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is the reason F keys are so important, right? Because Jax is actually just flashed in top lane. So if we look at the minimap, now obviously you have to be looking at the minimap at the exact point, that's why it's better to F key. But at this point, we see that the Udyr and Jax start fighting. So right there, you should be definitely F keying over top and being like, okay, they're fighting. To have a look at them. Yeah. Did you see that little jump there?
No.
Okay, let's go back. It's very, very quick, so just keep an eye here when he gets to this point. Do you see it?
Yeah.
So that was him using his flash. Now, it was actually called in chat, which is good, but you don't really want to rely on it being called in chat, because what you're then doing is you're relying on information from your laners when that's not really too good, right? Like, you want to be relying on gaining all that information on your own.
Yeah.
And then even here, to be honest, like we have no idea what's going on in mid lane. Like, we see that this wave is pushed in. So we see that in top. But then we were really, really late on the mid, right? So we didn't actually see... I think Cassidy maybe flashed there? Yeah, so Cassidy flashed there as well, see?
Yeah.
And we didn't actually manage to get that information. Now, this Aurelia is probably not going to ping that. Yeah, so no ping from Aurelia for that flash. So now we don't know that his flash is down until 8 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So our clear has been a little bit safe, considering. And oh wait, why? How come we went? Double Q after Gromp? How can we put a second point in Q here?
Yeah, I tend to do that sometimes if I want to like clear it faster, and sometimes I feel like I don't really need the E, and in this stage I didn't feel like it because mid was dead and top was dead, or none of them was in lane, so that's why I'm taking the Q instead.
I mean, it's no, I think still go E here because you're gonna need that for ganks anyway. And it's like you can also E the crab too in order to break its shield, so then you don't need to smite it. So it makes it way quicker, and then this wave is pushing in top, see? So now we're not going to have pillar. And now this is super risky because we're invading without E. We're lucky. We're very lucky. Like... Oh, okay. Okay, it works.
Yeah, and Jax was low at the top as well. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, it worked, but it shouldn't have, you know? Like, because that E is still... Because the thing is, the E slow is super important to getting on top of them. And obviously, the pillar was kind of a little bit bad as well, to be honest. Because it's like... He's not going to run up this way. I don't think. I think he's always going to go this way.
Yeah,
so what
he was starting to run up that way. So I wanted to
maybe
to get him.
I mean, to be fair, you get the slow either way, but the fact that he did commit this way makes me think that he didn't want to go this way. But either way, it's not really applicable because that's kind of results based, so we're never going to know what he was doing. But we get the kill. Okay, this is fine. If he had have just got that red buff, though, we would have never got that kill.
Yeah.
So what do we do now? Okay. So this was kind of one of them points where using the pillar is probably going to grief you a little. Oh, never mind, I guess. Wait, do you get this? Oh, okay, lucky. So in this situation, like this, so is the Xin Zhao gonna take this Scuttle Crab if you go straight to top lane?
No, probably not.
Yeah, probably not. So this camp
is going to go back on bot side instead.
Yeah. So this camp is still gonna be here when you come back. So there's a really extended fight going on top lane. So just go straight to top lane. Like, this is a guaranteed kill for you. So I say this a lot, but when you gank lanes or you're looking at lanes, you have to see them as an investment. If you have a very clear way that you can benefit from it, then just go for it. But it has to benefit you. So like right here, one of the first big things is this fight has been going on for quite a while and we didn't actually look at it. So we look at it here, and then we just focus on the crab, right? And now we go back where it's like, you know, we already saw that it was going down, so just run straight up, and we could have actually saved the Udir's life. Now, why do you think this could have been even more important if you saved the Udir?
Because of the XP gains that he gets from that wave.
Yeah, that's one thing. Also, what else could he have potentially looked to do? If you would have saved him here, well, like say you would have pillared the Jax so he couldn't hit him, and then you just run up and get a Q on the Jax, kill him, what could have happened then in this lane?
He getting a lead, or a really big lead.
Yeah, so what's happening with the minions though?
He could probably freeze it as well.
Yeah, he could look to keep it. Now, it's very awkward to freeze because none of them have really got full HP. But yeah, he could have looked to potentially leave the wave here, recall, come back, and the wave would be starting, say, a slow push into the Jax. Or the Jax would have to extend to here in order to clear this wave, right? So then you could literally just punish this Jax entirely and just go straight like this. Like, even though your bot side camps would be spawning, like, you could just run all the way up this and then just kill him again. Like, quite nicely. Or you could have gone to, say, the Krug camp, taken that, and then come back and kill Jax before you reset again. But that's a little bit risky because you've got a ton of gold. Okay. Okay, so now he comes back, which is fine. We get reset off. Okay. That's actually really good for us in mid lane because he loses a huge wave. Oh.
Yeah, I saw that you were writing.
Oh.
I just started this game exactly when you...
Oh, okay, fair enough. Right, so this is okay.
Yeah, this is me just griefing.
Yeah, so this is the thing with bot lane, it's... Okay. So this is fine though. We just got Israel's flash, but we kind of overcommitted after that.
It's not fine.
Yeah, did we die?
This is totally grief.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know why I did it. It's like I'm getting mad because Janna is going in without me, and then I just doing like this shit.
Okay, so I mean, to be honest, why do you think we died here? I think you could have actually got away with this. So it's in that moment. Well, what do you think happened there that was bad? Don't worry, it's not like a trick question. I just want to see if you know before I tell you.
Yeah, so what's bad is that I'm doing this from the start. That's one thing
Okay.
I think is bad. But also here I can start going back even faster, or I
Yeah.
could even kill a Ezreal if I like wanted to do a trade. And I think a trade in this position, if I knew that Xin Zhao was coming bot, would probably be better.
No, so I actually think getting Ezreal's flash alone is fine. But the problem is, we were like here when Ezreal flashed over, and then we walk up to like here, right?
Yeah.
So if we would have just, as soon as that flash comes out, we just run like this and just get out, I think we would have survived. Because we
Yeah,
could have just hugged the wall and gone like this, and then we're out.
yeah,
Like, Zinzao might have gotten us, and he might have, say, got to here and tried to W, but we just had to sidestep the W, and then we are basically completely fine. So,
yeah.
yeah.
But I feel like here I shouldn't even be in this
Yeah, so
position
it's a little
to be
bit,
honest.
there's a
It's
little
like
bit
a misplay.
grief being there, but sometimes when you've already commit to something like, it's about knowing what you could have done to change the outcome, like, which maybe you wouldn't have survived, but I think maybe you would have been able to if you didn't continue going, but either way, it's not going to ruin the game, it's just one mistake. So also, yeah, so if we're going to farm primarily, then what should we have done here? Where should we have gone? We run out of base and we go to Raptors. Now, why do you think that's either good or bad? What was your reasoning?
Because I wanted to start moving up towards top lane again.
Okay.
That's why I took uh, Raptors.
Okay.
What I could have done is taking Raptors and then Drake, probably, because since out here is going to die in mid lane. I
Okay.
think I maybe took Drake. Also, I don't remember.
Okay. So at this point of the game, you are up in terms of level on the Zinzao by quite a lot. So you're
Yeah.
going to get 6 first, and you have 6 off your camps that are available, right? Because you've got multiple kills. So what you could have done here is, instead of going to this, you should have gone up, taken Gromp, into Wolves, into Raptors, and then maybe your blue would have been up. I don't know exactly the time. It's within 1 minute, so it may be. Red, sorry. And then you could have potentially forced Dragon with a massive advantage. Now, this is partly also because Aurelia can get Prio really, really easy into this Kassadin. So this sequence instead would have got you 6, got you really ahead, got you into Dragon, and you could have taken Dragon before Herald spawns. And then what you could have done is from there, you could reset or go and clear these Krugs first, reset, and then run straight up, punish the Jax again, and then go straight into Herald. So because it's only 6 minutes into the game, you don't really need to worry about going up into top just yet. You've already got Udyr pretty far ahead, so you don't really need to go there again just yet. And you also got you very far ahead with it, which is also a really, really big point to make here. So yeah, I think planning your sequence is another really, really big thing that I think would be really, really important to focus on. Because now we get this, sure, but okay, we go mid, we get a plate, that's fine. We get 2 actually, do
we? Yeah.
Okay, and now we're 6. So here, like, now we go into top, but why? Why do we go into top here?
I'm taking some jungle.
Okay, so taking jungle is definitely good. That's a good decision. But where is more beneficial for you? Was this the most beneficial camp you could get here, or?
Not really. I think like Drake and being the bot side would have been better.
So Drake's big. So there's something else that just happened on the map. Do you see it?
Yeah, we're having Udyr pushing up with no health as well.
Okay, that's one thing, but
and then we're having bot lane is coming up to lane and buffs respawn.
Okay, yeah. So right here, this blue buff's respawning. So what we could have done instead, because we've got sweeper, we run through here. We start our sweep at like here. We run through, sweep, make sure they can't see us. We then drag blue buff to here. We take it, and then we run out like this. And then we can go into our red. Then we can go and clear this camp, And then, to be honest, it's getting close to 8 minutes. But yeah, again, kind of this sequence. You could have done all of this sequence, but instead we just got this Raptor Camp, which again on Trundle, Raptor Camp takes so long to take that you don't really want to prioritize it over others. Because again, like if you go for that blue, Aurelia can always move first because she's into a Cassidon.
Yeah.
And now, what do you think is going to happen now, considering that we've started here? What are your next moves from here? Like, what were your thoughts?
To either go top side or to go wolf after.
Okay, so we go from here to here. Okay, good. Where would we go from there?
Sequencing it down to Drake and bot.
Okay, down to Drake. Okay, so what's going to happen if we do that though? What's the big disadvantage that's going to happen from this sequence?
It might be gone already.
Maybe that's one thing. Is a single Cloud Drake massively valuable? A single dragon, is that going to give you a large amount of value?
Not really.
Yeah, not really. No.
Herald as well this morning.
Exactly. So that's what I was getting at. We're reaching 8 minutes now. When you're playing these early game matchups, so when we're playing Trundle versus Xin Zhao, what ends up happening is your main goal in this is to get as far ahead or get your team as far ahead early as possible so that when you start falling off, it doesn't really matter because your team is so far ahead in terms of gold advantage, right? Now, because of that, a Herald is going to be the most important because the towers, if you can get a full tower, all plates and first tower gold, that's near enough 1,300 gold. So you end up giving your team a 1,300 gold value, a gold advantage pretty much, purely through using a good Herald. And then what you can do is you can use that gold advantage that you've got in order to then stack dragons afterwards. Because if you had previously full sequenced into bot lane, potentially got that dragon, or even if you hadn't, and then you would have got Herald, like we previously said in the sequence that we covered, what would have ended up happening is you would have been so big in comparison to the Xin Zhao that like you would just completely shut him down. Like he would not be able to fight you in a 1v1, and you would also start winning 1v2s, if not 2v3s. So yeah, this is what I was saying previously with these early game champions. You really have to nail this early game, and like especially this sequencing, because you're going to fall off. So if you don't win early, then you're basically flipping the game. So here we actually choose to reset, but we've still got the wolf camp available.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Borg. Oh no.
It's good, I'm telling you.
I mean, it can work, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not one of the items Trundle wants. Especially not perform Mythic either. Because remember, you can basically auto queue, get Shino to win almost instantly. So you end up in this position where your burst is unironically huge. It's like really, really big. So now we get this. Let's see what we do from here. Let's see if what we salvage. Okay. Okay, so we managed to get a Grump, which again, not too bad. But the problem with getting Grump here is you're delaying doing anything topside. So this is a good bit of jungling. So this is now a good bit of counter jungling.
Yeah.
You're gonna shut him down, shut him out even more. Okay, Cassidon even if he tries. Okay, so what should your plan be now? Oh, we're getting very greedy. Oh, okay.
No, no, no. Just wanted him to back off.
Yeah, so even where we're pathing now, this is also an efficiency error, right? Because we don't need him to back off here. Like, he's already half HP. Really, I can probably dive him on the tower. Our goal is not to have him back off. Our goal is to continue getting ourselves ahead. So one of the issues that, and this is a common issue as well, is that as a jungler, often in lower kind of ranks, you feel this sense of urgency. Like you have to get something done and you have to prioritize lanes, stuff like that. You don't. So you have basically a kill worth of gold here, almost a kill here, pretty much, and then the Herald is available and Xin Zhao is dead.
Yeah.
So here, all you should have done, get in these camps, not bad, that's okay, especially if you knew Xin Zhao was top, which we did. So what you would then look to do is just go from here, go and just clear everything away. I think this would have respawned as well. And then, although one thing, actually, my mistake, one thing that you do with this sequence is you go into Gromp if it's respawned, then Blue, and then Herald. Why do you think we do that?
Yeah, because of the respawn timers.
Yeah, it's so that then the next time we can get another really nice clean sequence going all the way through into the Herald. Not Herald, but just in general. So yeah, if we would have taken this sequence, we then get this Herald, we would still then have enough time to get plates. So what we then could have done is, I don't know how many plates there are on top, but then we could have potentially reset from this Herald, and then this is the first time where you can basically just freely gank bot and just run down, because then we end up in a position where we can take all of these plates. So that's going to be basically 1,300 gold for us. So this thing, even though this game is obviously a bit of a stomp and the Xin Zhao does kind of troll, there was still a lot of kind of things that we have done wrong, which will probably be these will be common factors in most of your games, you know.
Yeah.
Like sequencing is, I'd say sequencing is probably the number one error that I see low elo junglers making. So it's not uncommon, and it's not like, oh, you're really bad because you can't sequence. It's like it doesn't make you a bad player. It's just about optimizing your gameplay and making sure that you're getting the most out of every situation possible, right? It's like even here, I don't think we can get Krugs now, because now we have to walk all the way to this bottom side of the jungle in order to get them. So now they're kind of off limits to you, which one of the bad things with that is, do you know how jungle camp XP works in terms of being punished?
In terms of being punished?
Yes, so you get punished for not clearing your camps. Do you know how the game punishes you for that, or...?
No, I have no clue.
Okay. So, by the way, as well, just to reconfirm, like, these questions, it's just see what you know. Like, it's not bad to not know. So for every one level you're above a camp, you actually lose 10% XP. So if you are 2 levels above, you will lose 20% XP, and then this goes up 3, 4, until you get to 5, which when you're at 5, you actually lose 50% of the XP from the camp. So if, say, for example, you were to take these Krugs later and you're 5 levels above, you're going to lose half the XP from that camp, which is, you know, like, that's a huge chunk of XP to be losing. So the camps will only their level will only change when they respawn, and the level is based on the average of the game. So by you also farming quite well, like some of your games you get like 9 CS minute, which on Trundle is really good. Like by you farming so well, you end up in a position where you are automatically bumping up the average level of the game even more. So if you can get multiple levels ahead, this is why, if say for example I'm playing Diana and I'm like level 15 and the rest of my team are like level 10, then I am also bumping the camps up even more, purely through my level alone. So this is why you want to basically get your levels up as much as possible and then play for that. Because again, this Krug camp is going to really, really punish you when you take it. But you still want to take it because it's still gold, it's still XP. So you still want to take it. So now we get the Herald.
Yeah, I run there because of Jax died in mid lane. So.
Yeah. Let's have a look how you take it. Herald mechanics are actually really, really good to know. Okay, so that's fine. So that's good. Dive under the left arm whenever you go for it.
Yeah, Herald is easy.
Yeah. I mean, there's still some players that don't know much.
But sometimes it bugs when you're behind him.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you have AoE abilities as well. Like sometimes it classes Diana's auto attack when it's empowered as a ability.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't pop it, which is very annoying, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's really annoying when someone is coming after it. So
yeah, for sure.
Trying to group in the pit.
Yeah. What you can do here as well is just pillar the Gromp.
Yeah.
Just so it comes to you. A lot of the time when you're in the jungle and you're trying to speed things up as much as possible, you want to make the jungle camps do what you want them to do. So you want them to come to you rather than you going to them. Because at the end of the day, it's your jungle, not theirs. Okay.
Yeah, now either is like AFKing or something.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah, weird, but I guess we just push. I hope we herald this.
I'm making this for it.
Herald?
No. Waiting to 2.
Oh, no. Like, if your laner is AFK like that, just use it instantly. Just get the solo plates. So just drop it instantly and go for it.
I'm waiting for the turret to reach almost 2 plates.
It'll be
Herald is killing it directly.
But it'll be fine, even so, because now if we herald it, we're going to share the plates. When this guy was AFK, he just lost the kill. And now it's too late, if anything, because now, like, it's going to go down to, like, 1 plate pretty much. So, see? It's, like, 1 plate already. And then, now they do FF, but still. So, yeah, like, don't worry too much about it dropping to 2 plates. It doesn't really matter that much. Pop the Herald instantly, just start hitting it. What will end up happening is once Herald is dropped, it will be at, like, here already, just from you. And then the Herald will hit it, it'll be like here, and then you just finish it off. This isn't going to matter too much. The only time it really matters is if, say, for example, you are taking bot tower. That's the only real time it matters that much, because if there's, like, the more people are around a tower when the plate falls, the more resistances it gets. So if, say, for example, you're pushing with 2 people in bot lane, then sure, you want to wait for it to get to about here before you use Herald. Just because it doesn't get these 2 then. But in general, don't worry too much, especially if you're in the solo lane and you want to gobble this tower up yourself. One of the biggest things that, fun enough, I actually learned from Zeiss, who is Bo, the jungler that came from China and just took over EU, is he's not scared about just using the Herald for the plates for himself. Because at the end of the day, like in solo queue, it's all about you. Yeah, like, yeah. So don't worry about, anything like that. If you get an opportunity to use it, like some of the time what I'll do on Diana, like some of the games where I'm like 11 CS a minute, one of the main reasons I managed to get so far ahead is because what I'll do is I'll see a fight that's going down, I'll kind of walk to the fight, but if somebody ints it and then dies, I'll use flash and ult, I'll use everything to kill the enemy laner, and then I'll literally just push the entire tower on my own. Like, if a tower's got 5 plates, as Diana, I'll just drop the Herald and just instantly take the entire tower. So I get that full, pretty much 1,300 gold to myself. And then at that point, I'm so far ahead that nobody can do anything, right? So this is going to be very applicable to Trundle as well. Because, again, you'll probably be very close to your first item at that point. So if you can do even things like that, you'll end up in a position, which you can do on Trundle as well because of his Q auto reset. You end up in a position then where you finish your first item and get like halfway through your second one, and then at that point you're just so strong that nobody can really do anything against you. So this is a bit of a shame that they surrendered this, to be honest, like, because I think the Xin went AFK, but this would have been a good game to continue going through. But like I said, there's still been a large amount of problems in this one in terms of kind of how you sequence, stuff like that. So like I said, sequencing is probably the most important part of a jungler. So I'd say the main things to take from this in your jungle gameplay is, firstly, the sequencing, which is really important. Secondly, your FK usage so that you can see things around the map. And then also just trying to cut down the wasteful time that you use, like making sure you're being as kind of efficient as you possibly can with your pathing, what you do, where you choose to do it. One of the main things that you want to do as a jungler is you always want to be 1 or 2 minutes ahead of what you want to do. So whenever you do something, you go, okay, well, this person's 100% going to die in a few seconds. What do I do from there? And then from there, you can instantly, you already have time to think it, and then you just move on and go to something else. And then by doing that, you constantly end up in a position where you always know what you're going to be doing. And then on top of that as well, you'll end up in a position too where you'll be like, okay, well, after I kill him, I can go and sequence my entire camp into Herald, take that, and then end the game. Stuff like that. So in terms of this game, we will leave that one there. It was still a pretty good game overall, and there was a lot to learn from this, which was nice. So